Hey everyone, Aiden here, and in today's video I'm going to be going ahead and showing you guys probably the most cost efficient way that you can go ahead and begin generating leads for a cold email campaign. So I don't know if you guys have watched my last video, but in the last video I went over how you can go ahead and scrape Apollo and go ahead and put it into a lead enrichment software such as like Snob or Use Artemis or things like that, right? So, but the thing about those softwares are like they give you good data and decent data, but they do cost a lot more money. So I thought I would just go ahead and show you guys just a more cheaper or just cost efficient way that you can go ahead and go ahead and generate leads for your company. So if you didn't already watch the video, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can generate leads using Apollo and go ahead and scrape it. So the tool of choice that I use is Bardeen. And a lot of people, they usually use a tool called Instant Data Scraper, but I personally don't really like it as much. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys how I run with Bardeen for this. So pretty much what we do here is you go ahead and create a playbook, right? And actually, let me go ahead and do a search first. So here you can go ahead and search based on different data points here. So with this here, you can go ahead and search based on job postings that companies have, funding rounds, industry and keywords, and things like that, right? So I'm going to go ahead, produce software, information technology, and network security. So, and then B2B. So it's going to go ahead and pull up the leads for me, right? For all these different people. And then I'm going to go ahead and niche down further. So right now I'm currently targeting 11 to 20 and 21 to 50. At the moment, at this type of company size, I'm going to be wanting to target owners, founders, C-suites, and VPs, right? And then C-suite, and then sales, because those are the target personas that I have for my cold email campaign, right? So I'm going to go ahead and input that, and then I want to target currently United States companies. All right, let's just target it. Alright, yeah, let's just do United States. So for now, right, I'll go ahead and pull up 8,000 different leads for me, and then because I've already gone ahead and scraped using this persona, I'm just going to go ahead and exclude the companies that I've already gone ahead and drawn data from. So just give me one moment. I'll go ahead and copy and paste it from this. So I'm just going to go ahead here and take these websites, just go ahead and copy them, and then exclude them from this list here. And then I have one more list I need to exclude. Yeah, as you can see here, you can filter with a ton of different data points, including companies that you went ahead and scrape. So you're not going to go ahead and just get the same leads more than once. So now I can go ahead and save and search. Now it's going to go ahead and pull up the data points here for me, right? So now I have a bunch of founders and C-level executives that I could go ahead and contact, right? So from here, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and, like I said, set up Bardeen, right? So you're going to go ahead and set up a new scrape that on active tab, pick Apollo here, and then number of list of items to extract, ask me every time, but I usually just go with 2,500 because that's the max of Apollo. Then you're going to go ahead and ask me every time I'm running the playbook or existing arguments, right? And then just going to go ahead and leave the next one blank. And then sorry, I need to show you guys how to build the actual scraper template. So from here, you're just going to go ahead and choose list. And you're going to go ahead and click on two elements from the list, right? So Mark Johnson and John, those are two names on the list. The pagination is click pagination, so I'm going to go ahead and click here, right? That's how you go scroll to the next page. And then from here, you're going to choose the elements they want to go ahead and scrape. So I'm going to choose to scrape this, which is name, title, company, LinkedIn, and then company website. What the heck? All right, company website. I meant to put the link, that's right. Right, so that's gonna go ahead and draw all that, and then finally the location. And then boom. So now I could go ahead and save this template. Go ahead and add a new action, add, right? And then add rows to Google Sheets, so you could go ahead and export it. And then what you're gonna do is ask me every time I'm running the playbook, click use commands, and then choose this, which will take the data that you went ahead and scrape from here. So once you do that, click done, Apollo YouTube 2, save the automation, and then you could go ahead and try it here, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and choose a new spreadsheet. And now it's gonna go ahead and run in the background. All right, so now that's at 250, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the scrape. And now it's gonna go ahead and export all the data that's scraped into a CSV here, right? Which gives you a name, title, company name, LinkedIn, right? Let's go ahead and delete this row. And then their location. So from here, you can go ahead and just drag the stuff, and then from here you want to go ahead and split the columns, right? So that you can get a first and last name. So from here you want to go ahead and detect by space, and boom, now you have a first and last name to work with. Right? So from here, go ahead and download the CSV, and now you have 250 records, which is the max allowed at a time, or 218, which would be the max amount of records allowed at a time that you could use with this app here called 500 apps, right? So if you don't already know what 500 apps is, it's pretty much like Go High Level and Sell SaaS, if you've ever heard of those programs. It's pretty much just a huge software suite, and it has a ton of features, right? Like if you look, has an email finder tool, a CRM tool, an outreach tool, right? So like you can set up outreach campaigns, has an AI writer, for SEO has an SEO writing tool, right? An AI SEO tool. It just has a whole bunch of different tools. But for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and focus mainly on Finder.io, right? Because that's obviously what we're working with. So there's two different things actually. You could go ahead and prospect leads off of their leads lead thing, which honestly it's kind of trash in my opinion, because you don't really have too many search options, right? But you can go ahead and try it out if you want, and you don't have too many credits to work with. And then for the one I'm going to use here is going to be the email finder, Finder.io, right? So on here you can go ahead and search for emails based off a domain, right? So let's say I want to search, let's take up one of the, from the CSV, right? So let's say we wanted to look up this company, right? Envoy B2B. It would go ahead and pull up, emails of people who work here. But the problem here is that obviously you don't have like their rows and stuff, so this isn't really too helpful. So what we're going to use here is the email finder. So what this is going to do is it allows us to go ahead and do an email search, right? And then like I mentioned earlier, or I did mention earlier actually, this whole software suite is only $15 a month, right? And a 14-day trial. You get 5,000 something leads, right? Email finders. I still not really sure how often this resets, but it's like at least monthly. You have 5,000 email leads and at least 5,000 email verifications you could do. So then they have company searches as well, but like I said, these things aren't that good. So before you go ahead and run it through this software, you are going to have to, like I said, another limitation here is that you're going to have to go ahead and filter out the HTTPS so that it's only the domain name. So what you're going to need to do here is just go ahead and search in this here, right? Go ahead and search HTTP, right? And then just go ahead and replace it all with nothing, pretty much, right? So now you're just going to have the raw links. And then if just gonna go ahead and click on this here, find within columns, and then replace this with nothing. Right? So boom. Now you're gonna also want to do that for the www part. Boom. So now you just have the raw URL. Go ahead and save that. And then from here, and now you have a list of emails that you can go ahead and work with, right? So, like I said earlier, you needed the first and last name combination, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, like I guess you can see here, just have a bunch of different emails that you can work with now, right? So, and it also tells you if it's a catch-all server or not. So it's great, right? So you can go ahead and just grab a whole bunch of verified emails only. So just go ahead and export this. And as you can see here, now you just have emails that you can work with. So then from here on Excel, you're going to want to go ahead and F5, click special reference, blanks. And then from here, you're just going to go ahead and delete the columns. Oh, whoops. Delete sheet rows, right? So now you're just going to be left with all the leads that have an email. So at 90 emails out of what was that, like 218 leads, it's not amazing, but considering the price you're paying for this, $15, it's all right. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead, and now what we're going to do is now we can go ahead and save this file, right? So with this info, we can go ahead, go to the email verifier, switch to bulk email verify. Then what we could do here, right, now that we have this new CSV here of all the leads, we'll go ahead and drag and drop it here, and I'll go ahead and verify the email records for you. So yeah, now you have verified emails because of the fact that they already went ahead and did most of the catch-all servers. All you're gonna get here are the hard bounces. So the hit rate's pretty high here now. So if you want to go ahead and just test it out and plug it into another software, I'll go ahead and just do that for y'all. So another software I use here is called email list validation, and then we can see how accurate it is. This one is really good. It would tell us if it's catch-alls and if they're undeliverable. So we're just gonna upload that here. Whoops, I forgot I have to do this. So upload the list, and then we're just gonna go let it verify the 80 or so leads, which shouldn't take too long, hopefully. I just went ahead and validated the emails through this software as well, and it's pretty much the same hit rate, except for I picked up one more undeliverable. So it's pretty much just like any other software. Like if you interchange between any email validation software, there's always going to be those one or two. So overall, it's super good and super accurate here, as you can see. So then from here, obviously, you can go ahead and plug all this information into an email campaign. They have outreach lead here, right? Which honestly, it's not great. I'm going to be just very upfront. It's not good for adding or trying to outreach to people. So I would just say for now, don't use this. Just go ahead and use something like Instantly or Smart Lead or Lemlist, something that's established. But other than that, yeah, if you want to go ahead and scrape together a list of leads, obviously, like I said, you could go ahead and use a combination of Apollo, scraping Apollo, or just any other lead database like Uplead, like Seamless, like Lucia, Snov. Just plenty of them out there, right? You can go ahead and scrape these names, just go ahead and plug it into finder.io like I showed you, right? And like I said, you guys, I'm not quite sure how often this resets, but you guys have at least 5,000 a month to work with, right? Which is, if you're sending out a decent amount of emails, or you just want to make a couple accounts, then this is a really good price. $15 for 5,000 leads plus 5,000 verifications. That's pretty insane. So yeah, go ahead and take advantage of this app while you can. I'm not sure if they're ever going to go boost up the price, but right now it's just $15 per user, so super low price. So yeah, let's go ahead and take advantage of it. But if you found value in this video, then go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And by the way, I'm Aiden. I'm the founder of Expansively. What we do here is we actually implement systems for code outreach that make it unreasonable for B2B companies not to close an extra 3 to 5 new clients per month. And the way we do this is by going ahead and scraping targeted leads like I showed you here, and then finding people's emails, cleaning the list, and then just setting up a cold outreach campaign for you to reach out to at least 1,000 people per day. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and book a call down below. But yeah, other than that, like I said, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you found value, and join my Facebook group if you would like even more value, because I'm going to be sharing more value in there. But yeah, until next time, thank you guys for watching.